Howdy, Possum Patty and little Miss Chi-Chi here. And yes, so yesterday got very busy with all that gardening and journaling. But right now I'm going to put Emma aside. She's my spring journal for 2024. And remember in yesterday's video, I took out my garden journal from 2022. And I'm going to take a quick flip through this journal and take some notes on, what I was planting, what was popping up in the garden, maybe some things I was transplanting. And, I'm going to take some notes and then, well, and then I'm sure I'll get some ideas after I flip through this journal. So come on along to see what's going to happen. I do believe I made a whole bunch of videos about this journal, about making this journal, and of course all the garden journaling that's inside. So I really don't want to do like a flip through of of making this journal. I just want to do a flip through of getting some ideas of what I need to do in the garden this year. But just a note, this is made from, one of those bubble mailer envelopes. And this beautiful wooden piece came from Hobby Lobby. It's unpainted, so when I got it, I painted it in. But I will list the playlist. I will list the playlist. I will link the playlist to this journal below, down in the basement. So if you want to know how I made this and all the pages inside, you can check that out. And here's my little soggy bottom baby. I love her. First thing in here is morning glory seeds. Now, I didn't plant any morning glories, but they like to plant themselves. So one thing I want to do is check for the morning glory seedlings and see if any came back from last year. Last year was such a terrible year. The weather was bad. Too much rain, too cool. Things just didn't grow well last year. Oh, and the cardinal climber. That's over where the morning glories are. I don't know if any of those are going to reseed or come back, but at least I can check on that. Oh, this was so fun to make watercolor. Look at that. This was a lot of fun. All right, I'm getting distracted. Yeah, I need to make separate notes about journaling. I want to make this painty garden paper again. This was a lot of fun, and I can put my bees in there. Look at that. Oh, yes, we have to make some more of these. Okay. Roses. Okay, I was trimming roses. The roses have their leaves. They're doing really well. There's a few dead branches I need to clip out. So we need to clip. I'm not going to trim it all the way back. I'm just going to clip out some dead wood. Clip out some dead wood on the roses. And let's see. Okay, morning glories, nasturtiums. I don't know if I'm going to do nasturtiums. This is really fun. I made little pockets out of the seed packet. See, and then I journaled about them on the back of the card there. All right, so are we going to do nasturtiums this year? I'm not sure. I thought I saved some seeds. I don't know, I have to look around. I can't think of where I put them right now. Oh, and I've already worked on the pansies. I've been transplanting them from out front in the big black pot where they reseeded. And Mr. Possum dug up a few the other day he found along the driveway. Did I journal about that yet? I don't know. So we're going to journal about the pansies. First day of spring. Oh, these are the daisies. Daisies are doing really well right now. Oh, and I started cuttings. Oh, I have that cutting, and it's rooting right now. The roots look pretty good. I just kept it in water in a little cup by the window. So it needs to go outside somewhere. I have to find a spot, transplant that. And should I journal about that? All right, we're going to journal about the daisy cutting. So this is one way to get more flowers from flowers you already have, you know, because plants are so expensive these days, and I don't blame the growers because I know they have to heat their greenhouses, and energy, you know, the cost of energy has gone sky high. Or if they grow them down south, then of course they have to truck them up to the north, and, you know, the cost of transportation. So you know, maybe we just need to start some of our own plants. And this is just about the pansies and the morning glories and the nasturtiums and the mini daffodils. These I got at the Dollar Tree, put them in there. Isn't that fun? Keep going. There's my forsythia. We just journaled about that. Oh, the phlox. I think I saw some of the phlox coming up, and I think that needs to be weeded out. The sedges grow everywhere on this property. They love this property. It's just wet, damp, acid soil. Oh, look at these little tiny, I think they're sedges. They're already blooming. Oh my gosh, look at that. I didn't realize they bloom so early. Weed out what? Phlox. We have to weed out the phlox, and there's the daffodils. I bought some zinnias seeds. I need to plant them, get them started. You know, last year I tried starting some seeds, and I think it might have been the soil that I was growing them in. You know, I bought a bag of soil. It was not Miracle Grow. It was off-brand, and nothing really wanted to grow in it very well. I don't know. There's just some bad stuff, I think. I want to try and get maybe another bag of potting soil or seed starter or something. I know the Miracle Grow works really good. They like it warm, so I'm not in a rush. And this one pack of seed costs $3.29. I have another idea for this year. Oh, and the lavender. When I was transplanting the pansies out, you know, from the front to over by the house, I trimmed back one of the lavender plants. And all I did was take the little cuttings and I stuck them in the ground. Didn't try rooting them ahead of time, didn't put them in water, didn't use any rooting hormone or anything, just stuck them in the ground. And we're just going to see how they do. You know, you can do this with a lot of things in the spring when they just start growing, because I don't know, they have a lot of energy. They have a lot of energy in the spring to grow roots and branches and leaves. So sometimes if you just stick them in the ground and water them, they do fine. So, oh, did I journal about that? I want to journal about that too. This is the lavender plant that I trimmed back. You can see new growth there. Well, it was hitting the house back there, so I cut off a lot of branches, and then I kind of trimmed all the front off too. But it is getting nice new green sprouts here and there, and I think it'll be good once it comes back. And here's all the little pansies that I was transplanting. This is one that I bought. I bought that one, but these little tiny ones I dug up. Lavender cuttings, yeah, because it'll be interesting to see if they grow. So if I journal about it, then I'll know, you know, next time what works and doesn't. Oh, salamander in the garden there. And what do we got here? We got the lilacs. The lilacs are coming back, but the deer keep eating them. Hummingbirds, I need to put out my feeder. Bachelor buttons, I didn't buy any bachelor button seeds this year. Bok chow. I don't know if I'm going to grow any food this year. Oh, here's some perennials I need to look for. Oh, I had one wild forget-me-not. Forget-me-not is my plant of the year. I need to go look. I need to go look, see if they're coming up somewhere. But these are my perennials. I got a columbine. I'll have to find them. You know, after the workers were here cutting down trees in the yard, it was like, what a big mess. And I waited all season last year for them to come back and clean up. And I kept putting off the gardening. They never made it because of the rain and the weather. And, you know, once it rains, you can't drive a truck on the lawn, across the lawn, to get to where they had cut down the trees, because you'll just sink that truck down to the axle. I mean, it just gets so soggy. So I'm going to look for the columbine and the bleeding hearts. Yeah, so they finally got here a couple weeks ago and did a big cleanup, but you know, they're running their little equipment all around and moving the trees that they cut down, and who knows what they ran over. I don't know. I have to clean up after the cleanup. I gotta look for my Leos. They usually come up pretty early. I hear they're blooming by May 5th. I'm gonna look for those and find my forget-me-nots. I want to get some more forget-me-nots this year because that's my flower of the year. And the viburnums are blooming, and I'm cleaning up the garden. And the black-eyed Susans, they got a rust fungus, I think, this year. Last year, they didn't grow. I mean, they never grew taller than like an inch or two. And that was it. Usually they're like 24 to 36 inches tall and full of beautiful blooms, and they did nothing last year. Nothing. But I talked about that yesterday. This reminds me of Stanley's Weatherstone, doesn't it? Yes. This is Stanley's Old Indian Weatherstone, and today's weather is, well, I don't see a shadow, so it is cloudy. Oh, that's there because I made a little trellis, and I tried to put some morning glories on it. You can see stacks of wood behind there. That's all gone now. But it was too shady and nothing grew, and the slugs ate the plants. That didn't work out. Oh, and the dahlias. The dahlias. I brought the dahlia, the roots, the tubers, the dahlia tubers in, and I put them in a paper bag down the basement. So I got to go look for the dahlias because I want to put them back out. And this is planting my zinnias, and my roses are blooming. My carnations are gorgeous, dianthus. They stay almost green all winter, and they're coming back. But they're not blooming yet. This is from May. I'm not doing pumpkins, and that was a lot of work, and would I get like one pumpkin? Sunflowers. I might try the short sunflowers this year. I grew the tall ones last year. That was one thing that did grow. Until the end of the season when they fell over, Mr. Possum cut them down. Let's see. These are my false indigo. They did really well that year. They didn't do too bad last year. I did get some seed pods. And then Mr. Possum on his tractor, and that's it. Okay, so that was informative. That was helpful, yes. Okay, so what am I going to do? So much to do. Okay, I think the first thing I'm going to do is, go downstairs and look for the dahlias. Because that's an inside thing. It's kind of, well, it did rain last night, about half an inch. And it's gray and windy and raw today. Cool, I'm glad I got out in the sun yesterday. So I'm going to think of what I can get done, just putzing around here. So what I'm going to do right now is look for the dahlias. And then we'll go from there. We are going down to the magical basement. I don't think I've ever taken you down here before, but I wanted to show you the art gallery in the basement hallway. And I have some mixed media pieces here. Now these came out of our old condo when we sold it. But this is one of my mixed media pieces. And it is plants with seed pods. And there's a lot of three-dimensional texture on this. And acrylic. And then this one over here is a birch forest. This is the Possum Patty on the way to the basement art gallery. And then this one up here is another mixed media, and I call that one Pangea, plate tectonics. And this is a practice painting that my grandmother did. She never finished it. She did do it over, made it different, but that was just one of her practice pieces. Well, my first garden project for today is a bust because I can't find my dahlia roots, and I looked it up. They're called tubers. I can't find my dahlia tubers. I thought I had them in a double paper bag right there on that shelf, and I don't see them. Where else could they be? I don't know. I have to look around some more. I can't find them. I'm thinking now, I thought I put them over there on the shelf, and I'm like, did I squirrel them away somewhere so Mr. Possum wouldn't throw them out? I just went and asked him if he threw them out, and he said no, he didn't throw them out. He doesn't remember even seeing them. And I remember that I put them in a double paper bag so they wouldn't dry out this year. Last year they get a little dry. And yeah, I don't know. Let's go do something else. Well, the dahlia hunt is a bust. So I'm crossing that off the list for now until I can find the dahlias. I have no idea where they are. I know I dug them up. I know I put them in a double paper bag. I know I had a conversation with a gardener about them last fall, about keeping them over the winter. Yeah, and now I can't find them. That basement is just magical. Things appear and things disappear. Anyway, moving on to the next thing. So I got crumbs on the table here. I've got this umbrella paper here with the raindrops. That's just very appropriate, isn't it? And I can journal about the rain. I've got this, the other day when I was at the hardware store with Mr. Possum, I picked up some of these paint brochures. And this one's got beautiful purple lavender on it. And I could do a purple lavender page with that because journaling about the lavender is on my list. So before I get started, we can go outside and check on those lavender cuttings. And let's see. Oh, let's go check on the ferns. Those ferns grow so quickly in the spring. Let's go see how tall they are now. I'll take my ruler and we can check on the ferns. We're going to check on the lavender, check on the ferns quickly, and come back and maybe do some journaling. Okay, we're going to walk past the Namaste frog and go to the woods and measure some ferns. Oh, look, there's Angela Rose. These fairies, they're so fast. Look, she's already out here and she has her ruler and she's measuring these ferns. And, oh my goodness, that fern is already 7 inches tall. They were just coming out of the ground the other day, weren't they, Angela? These are going to be big ferns, maybe cinnamon ferns. Okay, that's where the lavender cuttings are out front here. Oh, look how soggy we are. And look how many cuttings I took. And I just came out here and stuck them all in the ground. And maybe they'll take. It looks like they're still alive. Yeah, they haven't dried out yet. So I'm hoping that they take and they grow and come back next year and get beautiful flowers. And the deer don't like to eat them much. So I don't have to put a netting around them. While I was waiting for a couple of pictures to print out, I started ripping up some paper to do some journaling. I love this picture of Angela Rose with the ruler measuring her ferns. So I think I'm going to start with that one. And then the other 2 pictures are the lavender cuttings because I have that somewhere here. Lavender picture from the paint brochure. So I definitely want to use that to journal about the lavender. But let's start with these fiddleheads. I know this is not a fern, but close enough. Close enough. I just wanted some green leafy thing for the background. And I'm going to put that on the page and her picture and do some journaling. I have this paper too, and I could give her a little border there and just stick that down. I could write right on the page, or I can look for a journaling card and add that as a decoration. Yeah, I could do a couple things to decorate the page a little bit. So let me cut her a piece and put her picture down and put it on here, and then see if I want to use a journaling card or what do I want to write on. I'm digging deep in the drawers because I knew I had some fern things, and I've got these little wooden fern pieces, and these are from the Dollar Tree. Open this up. There's 3 in the pack, and I can decorate the page with that, but I was looking for something to write on. Oh, and they had the fern stickers too, but I don't know if I'd use the wooden piece and the stickers, just the stickers or just the wooden piece, I think. And I grabbed this big bag of scraps, and I'm looking down here. There's another one of those little cards with a painted garden on it. That's so pretty. This is some little scrapbook paper I got that I copied to make that other page in my garden journal, you know, with the soft sky and the little spires of flowers. Oh, and then I was thinking, I have that ribbon trim that looks like leaves. I just want to do some simple journaling here. You know me, I'm going to add more, add more. Let me go get those leaves. Something like this, with the green leaves on the edge and her picture and a little paper to write on and this little wooden fern cutout. I think that's enough, right? Just to do a little journaling. All right, let me get this glued down quick. I don't do anything quick, do I? Let me get this glued down. And then, you know, while I'm gluing this down, I'm going to be thinking about the next page. I'm looking at the clock, and it's almost the morning dove o'clock already. But maybe I can get the next page at least started, you know, and then leave it here as a crumb for tomorrow. Oh, I also have to finish my collage in my other journal. That's okay. I can do those 2 things tomorrow. Well, as you can see, I decided to glue all 3 of those little ferns down because, you know, why not? And I had room on the page. And it is about ferns. Angela Rose measures the ferns 7 inches already. And these are staying down really well. I used the tacky glue. And then I was thinking, you know, it's a fairy page and it needs some sparkle. Should I put some bling bling on there? And I was like, maybe instead of putting bling bling, and I like to do this on a lot of pages on the vine, maybe I will add some pixie dust instead of bling bling. This is a Mod Podge Extreme Pixie Dust, otherwise known as glitter. And I'm just going to put a little pixie dust on everything. And then we'll have to let that dry a while. So we'll probably have to come back tomorrow and see how this looks and finish the other page. I do want to journal about that lavender right away. And I'll have a couple of other things to work on. Okay, when that dries, it'll look sparklier. Oh, and I used a sparkle pen to do my journaling. I saw some more of these colored wooden die cuts at the Dollar Tree. which is kind of nice, so you don't have to paint them. They're already painted. So if you want to grab something quick, they're set to go. We are just putting a little pixie dust on everything. That is starting to sparkle already. Love, love, love this page. This is drying nicely. I can already see some sparkle on there, some pixie dust sparkling on those leaves. So when that dries, well, I'll come back tomorrow and finish the other page. I did pull out, I know I have a big mess here. I did pull out a lot of purple papers. I got some special papers I'll show you tomorrow because I have an idea of doing a belly band. Yes, because when I was looking at that garden journal earlier, I noticed I had some belly bands, and I haven't done a belly band in a while. And I got some nice paper to make a belly band. And then maybe I'll use this for a journaling card. And I got some more purple papers here. Well, I'm going to leave all these crumbs on the table for tomorrow. Plus, I want to get out that collage and finish that too. Always so much to do, never, never bored. Well, thanks for coming along today, and I want to wish you happy gardening, happy junk journaling, and bye-bye now.